Hey everyone, what is up and welcome back. I'm Heather and today we are wrapping up this series on sewing for an Italian road trip. This will be officially episode 4 and we're going rogue today. I'm sure a lot of you out there have had to go rogue before and that's what we're doing today. So we're definitely in for an adventure in this episode. I know there are some of you that have been following this series, but if you missed the other episodes, the planning and the sewing vlogs, I will leave that linked down in the description box for you along with a playlist to make it nice and easy. But the goal was there were 5 looks I would love to make, but I was going to be happy with 3, and 3 is where we're at. This has been my first experience doing a sewing vlog, and I've learned that it definitely takes up some more time to do the filming and the sewing. So in the future, I will plan a little bit differently so that we can knock a few extra bonus looks out. But we have 2 days left before the trip, and I knew that the other look I wanted to do was really going to be pushing it. So I woke up this morning and I just scrapped everything and I said, okay, what can we do that's quick but really, really pretty and effective? So I actually rummaged through my pattern stash, found several dresses that I thought could be possibly one-day makes, and found one that spoke to me the most, and I really just didn't have the right fabric for it. So I ran out and I found something this morning, and I am really happy about it. So let me show you what we're doing. So I decided on McCall's 7970, and we're gonna go for this View B right here with this sort of fluttery little pretty sleeve. And I think it's kind of got a faux wrap look to it, but I think it's just elasticated at the waist. It's not too many pieces, but this is what we're going for. It called for crepe, cotton blends, georgette, and stable knits, and I kind of went with a rayon-y fabric, so it's not one of the suggested, but I thought with the style of this, I think it would work fine. So that's what we're going with. Both the skirt of the dress I did have been a pink floral, and I don't know why that just color story and print story has been speaking to me this season, but I wanted to at least differentiate a little bit here. So I ended up finding this print right here. It is sort of an impressionist print. It still kind of has pinks and reds in it, but I don't think pink is the dominant color as it is in a couple of my other pieces. And I also wanted a fabric that had something a little chic and cool about it for Italy. So this is what we're going with. McCall's 7970 View B. I hope you see the vision, and let's get to work. I actually have already cut everything out, so we are skipping right to the sewing on this one. I hope we can knock this out today. All right, first step is doing some gathering on the bodice front pieces and attaching it to the shoulder seams, so let's go. All right, so I have the shoulder seams gathered and stitched down, and then it had me bring everything right sides together and stitch up the side seams, so I went ahead and did that as well. So far, so good. The next step is to interface the facing and get that on so that we can make a nice clean edge right here along the front. And so far, so good. I really do like the fabric, and I think I counted 19 steps for the view that I am doing, so hopefully this will be a nice, quick make. All right, I was about to lose thread chicken, so I went ahead and found a stopping point on this hem, and I'm gonna switch out the bobbin. I thought maybe I could make it to the end, but it was looking a little too close for comfort. This little thread, this was all that was left, so I'm glad I stopped when I did. All right, so you can see the facing there is hemmed and stitched on. This took quite a while compared to normal, and I think it has to do with the fact that I went rogue on the fabric choice, because this has a lot of stretch when it's cut sort of along the curve, and there's bias pieces and it's drapier. So this, once the interfacing was on, is really stiff and not stretchy compared to this, and they didn't even come close to fitting. So I ended up clipping back along a lot of this, lots of little clips, which did give me enough ease to make it fit, but it took a little bit of finesse and a while to do. So now we've got to do a trim and the understitching. All right, y'all, let me show you kind of where we're at here, and I'm a little confused about a direction, although I think I figured it out, so let me show you what is going on. Okay, so here's the bodice. I'm sorry for any noise. There is construction going on by our house, and it is daily, and it is crazy. But anyway, here's the bodice. So you can see it laps over. We've got our interfaced pieces for the facing, all understitched, and everything's ready to go. The direction shows the ruffled view, even for my view as the example. So I wish it did show my actual bodice. What it's saying is to lap the right front over the left, matching the centers. And on the actual pattern piece, there is nothing like in terms of a notch or anything like that, but there is a line that says center front. So I'm assuming it wants me to match up this line on each side. I tried it over on the dress form and it did seem to lay out pretty well. So that is what I'm gonna go with and assume that they must mean. I went ahead and made a little purple mark down here so that I can see where they go. Okay, I'm just here to tell you to trust the process because I went with the center line and then all of these other things miraculously fell into place. So now that I have pinned that, the notches on each side overlapped and matched up, and then the ends of each of my facings matched up to a dot. So I'm gonna say that's what they wanted me to do. So just trust the process and let's base this down. All right, that seemed to line up nicely, so now we're moving on to sleeves. All right, we've got this big sleeve piece so that we get that nice flutter effect. So I have to do an ease stitch here, stitch the side seam, and then hem each of the sleeves before we attach. All right, here's the sleeve. We've got the seam stitched up in the back, and then it had me stitch along the bottom edge of the sleeve to use for turning up the hem. And it seems like this is gonna be a lot like that designer hem I've been doing all for the last week, so I should be really familiar with this by now. All right, I jumped ahead and set in a sleeve, although, and I felt it when I did it, the seams are not lined up well at all, and it is going to bug me. So I will come back and fix this, but in the spirit of I have to get something done, this is gonna be like the last thing I come back to. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim my seam, but I'm gonna wait to serge this one until I can get back in there and kind of shift it a little bit. But I mean, I know it's under my arm, so it's not like the end of the world, but this is way too off for me. So I definitely want to fix it, but it's so weird because I kept trying to pull the fabric and I thought, okay, maybe the seams are just going the opposite way, but then I got done and I was like, no, it was shifted weird. So anyway, I'll fix that, but for now, I just want to get a finished garment, so we're going to go on to setting the second sleeve in. All right, check this beauty out. The other sleeve set in went way better, but like I said, right now I'm just on a marathon, on a mission to get a third look done. So I should, I think, have time to fix it before we leave. But in the sake of I can come back in at any point and fix that, I will be doing that later, as well as things like tacking down the inside of the facing here. But oh my gosh, I'm really liking how this fabric looks and how this is coming together. And I love how delicate the sleeve is. I'm so happy I learned this hem technique because I really, really like how that is looking. And now we are onto the skirt, the elastic in the waist. And so we're really not that far from done, and I'm thrilled. All right, we're pinning some skirt sections together here. Y'all, for going rogue, it kind of feels like a happy accident because I'm really liking how this is all looking, and this fabric is killer in my opinion. So fingers crossed the rest of this goes smoothly and that maybe we get it done tonight, or at the very worst, early tomorrow. All right, I just pressed the front of the skirt up along the form. As you can see, it's just literally pressed to it right now. So we've got the skirt pieces assembled, and next is to attach the waistband, add some elastic and hem. And then obviously I have those little finishing things to do to go back into the sleeve and to do the actual tack down at the facings. But this has been a nice quick little project. So for someone looking for a dress you could whip up in a day, I would say this is totally doable. I do think I'll finish it tonight. I do. I think I'll probably do the little minor stuff tomorrow, but I think I will get the waistband done and the hem done and have basically a complete garment. So let's get this waistband on. All right, y'all. It's 8 o'clock. I've got the bodice pinned to the skirt, ready to sew. I've got to go eat. So I think I'm going to take a much needed break, have dinner, watch a show, and then come up and finish this. It's really not that much more to do. So I think I can get it done tonight, and I will be back when I've got a skirt attached. All right, everyone, the dress is complete and our Italian road trip has started together. I'm going to take you along for sort of a wrap up and scenes throughout the trip and all of the pieces I made for it on location. I will be listing all of the pattern numbers on the screen and the locations. So we are in Genoa right now and we will be heading to Tuscany next. I hope you enjoy this scenic road trip. Thank you so much for coming along on this Italian road trip with me. Definitely consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.